Guys, I'm really mad. I started recording 2 minutes into an episode and I had the settings wrong, so forgive me. Anyways, the song I'm playing, I want to show you guys. If you know me, I've probably shown you this song, but I really like it. Um, I'm fat and unemployed. How did I get hit there? But yeah, I have an idea for some things to talk about today, because I heard that people don't like when I actually play the game and talk about the game. They like money, bitches, and me talking about stories or opinions on things. And so that's what I'll be doing today. Anyways, by the way, in the 2 minutes I recorded before you guys saw, we're just doing Magdalene Lightpath if anyone actually cares about Isaac. But in the 2 minutes before recording, I already made that joke. So low-key, I feel like a fraud because I just repeated the same joke twice, but you guys only heard it once. But I just self-reported. Anyways, I made this song. I really like it. And it's funny how easy it was to make. I like to make remixes sometimes. I get in the mood for it. Because it's just a fun little exercise. And so I found a song that I thought the vocals were really pretty. And I just got the vocals for it. Sorry, let me think. Okay. And I put it into my music making software, then I just looked up the chords, and I played the chords on the piano. And then I found an instrument that sounded nice, which for this song I got that really nice like spacey thing. It's like a digital synth kind of sound. It's really pretty. Sorry, the song ended. Pause the recording. So yeah, here's another remix I made that I don't like as much, but it's still decent. But it's funny how sometimes, like, it feels like you just catch lightning in a bottle and just, like, something sounds so good and you're like, holy fuck, what did I just do? And I feel like, I've probably talked about this before, but I feel like that's just, like, music and art in general. Like, some people think you have to be, like, whoever Tyler, the Creator, or, like, Kendrick Lamar do, where they spend, like, months and months, if not years, on, like, an album. I don't think that's necessary. Hold on. Good card. Two of Hearts is a good card. Chariot. Empress. Lovers is a good card. Anyways. I really don't believe that needs to be done to make, like, enjoyable art. Or even good art. I really do think some people are just talented. I need to use my lover's card. Item. Wow, we're fat and unemployed. GG. But yeah, no, I feel like you could just, like, make shit. I don't want to listen to the song. We do this one. This is one last remix I'll show you guys. And then we'll go back to normal music. I feel like you could just, like, make shit. And it sounds good. And you could do that with, like, anything. Any kind of thing you're trying to create. But people have this, like, idealized view of an artist who, like, slaves away at this piece of work. And I will argue, or I do agree, that some art forms are probably more like that. For example, if you're writing a book, yeah, that's going to take a fuck ton of effort. And that's probably unheard of that you, like, first draft something really good. But for other art forms, bro, like music, bro, I feel like you could just crank that shit out. Like, low-key, get over yourself. I get it if you're making a super highly produced project, I guess, but, like, it gets to a point, bro. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of hating, I guess. I feel like some artists take years to drop, and it shouldn't take them years to drop. They're just lazy. Like, get a real job, bro. Go fucking make QR codes or, like, verify CAPTCHAs on people's computers. Anyways. So, guys. I have some good ideas for the episode today. I'll show you in a second. Death card. Watch this. Death card. So, let me pause the recording and show you guys. We're going to be looking at random things I found on Twitter and also anime. First tweet I want to show you guys. Breaking. The CIA allegedly financed legal tests on teens for psychic warfare. And this guy I follow is very into conspiracy theory. Says, yeah, I'm aware. So, I am definitely on conspiracy theory Twitter. And one thing that I think is funny about all this stuff is just how people say stuff with like such certainty, and like we keep getting poopy items, by the way. People say shit with such certainty, man, and it's just annoying because people will just say vague stuff like, yeah, I'm aware, and they won't provide any further context. And what happens oftentimes is you'll go to like research these claims, and it's like kind of like not super convincing, or there's problems with it, you know? Let's check out the shop. GG. There's so much stuff on the screen right now. I'm actually overstimulated. GG. Do not hit me up. Y'all got Telegram? Okay. Lucky penny. Oh my god, 3 lucky pennies in this room? This has never been seen before in my life. I'm sorry, this enemy's taking a lot of hits. GG. Yeah, never talk to me again. Lucky penny. I want that. I want that. Give me nickel. Thank you. And bomb this. And bomb this. Oh my goodness. We got Head of the Keeper. Anyways, as I was saying before. Actually, let me one more bomb. And then I'll go back to talking. So yeah, I was talking about conspiracy theories. People just say stuff so confidently, and it's so convincing the way they talk sometimes. But I was telling my girlfriend Suchi about it. Because I was doing a deep dive on this. I don't know why I thought I had money for the soul heart. I don't. I was doing deep dives on this research into claims of the CIA running tests. And the rabbit hole I specifically went down recently was specifically with them running tests to see if you could, like, if you're familiar with astral projecting, it's basically just like going out of your body. And so they were testing to see if you could use astral projecting to... Sorry, this is like kind of crazy right now. Spy on people or foreign governments or terrorists or your own population, whatever. Just think about how OP that'd be if you could just like kind of close your eyes and deal with the devil. Deal with the devil, deal with the devil, deal with the devil. No deal with the devil. I'm buying a soul heart. Because imagine you just close your eyes and you can like start spying on people, right? Like just like go out of your body and like start like going anywhere in the world and just like observing. That's crazy. And this is like a very popular like spiritual thing. I don't know what the green portal does. Teleports to shop? I've never seen that before. Let's do this. Oh my god, we're getting the worst items of all time. Don't hit me up. Anyways. So I thought it was so interesting because I've heard so much about this, and like there's so many, there's a surprising amount of literature on how to astral project. There's a lot of like personal like anecdotes and stuff, and people talk about like they don't know how to astral project, but they've had like out of body experiences, like accidentally, I guess. And I've always just found it so interesting because I've had experiences with lucid dreaming, and that just feels so like crazy to me and like surreal, and it like gets me questioning like based on how lucid dreaming feels, I want to know how like other stuff feels and like what is the nature of our reality and a lot of stuff like that. And so I was going down this rabbit hole because I was like, okay, there's like CIA like official papers you can find like on like the United States government like declassified repository. You can find like official research papers, sipping water, of these experiments, and it's so insane because immediately, I don't know what you guys think, but I think like if the government's researching this, I feel like there's gotta be something to it, because why would they search into something if it's stupid, right? So I'm immediately like, and I do some research into like these papers, and there's this big ass report, like 200-page report, that an independent company did. They did an analysis of the CIA experiments of astral projecting, and did a report on whether the findings were evidence of astral projection, or what they call remote viewing. If I say remote viewing, just substitute that with astral projection. They want to know if there's evidence that it exists, and they want to know if it exists, is it useful to the CIA for spying and so on. And the report is crazy because the report says basically the data from this experiment shows that remote viewing does work and has a statistically significant results, like basically saying that in these tests remote viewers did better on these tests than an average person would, thus showing that there's something to it. But they also rule that it wouldn't be useful to the CIA, which I think is interesting, because how could something, even if it's not the most reliable, how could it be not useful at all? Especially, I feel like you hear about like remote viewing and stuff, and astral projection. Some people are apparently really good at it. I feel like if you hear just like people talk about it. So I'm like, what if you guys have someone who's really good? I don't know. But I did more research in this paper, and it turns out the report does, because I read most of it. I didn't read the whole thing because like I kind of got like bad vibes from it, because like it kind of seems fishy. Well, I'll get into that. But I read over half of it, and the report says, according to these experiments, it's real. But the problem is, there's problems with the experimental procedure that make it so that you can't really trust the experiments. So essentially, the analysis found that like if these researchers and everyone like did everything properly and like there's nothing fishy going on, then yes, you have evidence of remote viewing being real. But they didn't quite say in the summary, but like they do talk about it later in the report, that there's some problems with the methodology that these researchers use to test remote viewing. And hold on. Yeah, this is alright. And I think I go check the shop again. Well, this is disappointing. Maybe there's a shop here. Shop? Or not shop. Coins? Oh my goodness, there's hella coins. I kind of want Steam sale. So let's keep exploring. So that's basically what the report said, that like there's problems with the experiments that mean that even though the results are significant, we can't quite trust the results enough to say that, you know, like this is like a legit thing and this is useful to the government. And that was like crazy to me because I've heard so much about this. This is like something I've heard about for years, and this is the first time I decided to actually do like a deep dive on the CIA doing experiments for remote viewing because it's so crazy. Because I always thought, again, at a glance, I'm like, if they did experiments on this, there must be something to it. And I actually did the deep dive, and actually, the person running the research had like conflicts of interest, and he was both running the program and receiving funding, but also participating in the experiment itself, in that he was like judging people's like readings, essentially. That's a big oversimplification, but he was essentially judging these remote viewers on their ability. And so if he thinks they're doing a good job, he's going to say, whoa, this is crazy. And then he's going to receive more funding to do this and, like, keep getting paid, you know? And I'm not saying that's necessarily what he did, but there is a conflict of interest there, obviously. If you're both running the program, but also participating in the program in that way. Let's go here. And so, just reading that, and I read a lot more about it, it really just got me, like, it changed me from, like, whoa, this seems kind of crazy and legit, to, like, how did I fall for this, you know? Oh my god, I'm fat. Hold on. And I don't know, I was just, like, heartbreaking. Again, I hear people, and, like, I'm on parts of Twitter, and I know you shouldn't believe everything you read online, but, like, people say shit so convincingly, and, like, so with such confidence, you know? And I looked into shit on my own, and I'm realizing that, like, there's some interesting tidbits, but overall, it's like, shit is not as simple as it seems, where it's just like, the world's so mystical and cool and crazy, and like everything's a conspiracy. And I know that, but like, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie, I secretly hope that there's crazy secrets to the universe. Like, I don't know, I kinda hope that reincarnation's real, but oh my gosh. I love spawner enemies. You shoot them like once and they spawn an enemy that takes like 16 bullets to kill. Yes. Yeah, kill yourself. No one loves you. This is fun. Yay. Yay, I love shooting an enemy for 15 minutes. Oh my god, he spawned 15 million worms. Beautiful. Anyways. God, I don't know. I just feel so like... Oh my god, guys, we've gotten a spacebar item every single fucking floor. Every single fucking floor. With the one character who fucking starts with a fucking spacebar fucking item. I'm like a 5th grader who just discovered the word fuck. But I am angry. Anyways. Man. Because I was deep in this rabbit hole. And I don't know if there's still something to it. I still like Buddhism. So maybe there's something there with Nirvana, enlightenment, and so on. People say that's real. But... oh, Jesus. That was annoying. Why am I getting these hard-ass fucking floors, bro? But yeah. So I don't know. Just be careful what you read online. Anyways, that tweet I showed, where the guy's like, yeah, I'm aware about the CIA running tests on teenagers. Part of me's like, I could see that, you know? But it just brings up so many questions, because it's like, I definitely do believe the CIA is not above that. We know the CIA did MKUltra. It did these weird-ass experiments that seemed humane, that I was researching. It's done a lot of crazy shit. It's done shit that's like... it's, oh, brother. Okay. It's done, like, occult shit before. And again, I just have to ask, like, if this is true, why? And also, like, if this is true, like, how is this not, like, everywhere, bro? Because the truth of the matter is, bro, I mean, I'm gonna have to bring up this other thing. Do you guys remember during, like, the, like, releasing of the Epstein files where the Trump administration was doing, like, a pretty shitty job at releasing everything out? Sorry, I wanted another fucking miserable room. During the release of the files, there was this one guy who was like, bro, he was like from like the Department of Justice or something, but he was like decently high up. He got fucking honeypotted by a journalist who was like a hinge date. He went on a hinge date with this undercover journalist, and he started leaking shit about the Epstein release. Hold on, I'm thinking. I want this. I want this. He started leaking shit. And it's like, if there is this crazy, crazy fucking shit about the government, how could they keep it up? Keep it under wraps? And of course, there's stuff they have kept under wraps, like the whole Epstein shit. Felt relatively covert, like, I'm sure there was like echoes of it, and like there's a lot of weird like conspiracy theories like Pizzagate, which ironically turned out to be kind of true. Shout out if you know Pizzagate. But there's so many dumb motherfuckers that it's like, how can you keep this shit under wraps? You're not telling me like if there's fucking crazy psychic powers like 11 from Stranger Things, like people would be able to keep that under wraps, bro? I wouldn't. I would tell people, because I think that's crazy. I need to find that video for you guys. Let me pause. Yeah, guys, this is fucking insane, bro. Just, like, look at... I had... Loki had to do some digging just to get, like, something kind of credible. But this shit was all over. And I have Yahoo News. This is Pam Bondi, obviously, who runs the Department of Justice. They're getting sued over the DOJ official who was fired over the honeypot sting. And it took me some digging to find the video, of course, because you see it all over the internet, and then like 2 weeks later it's impossible to find, but I have it. Watch this shit, guys.
With Epstein will actually get released, or
You think the files will get released?
If it does, it'll be heavily redacted, and his name won't be in it.
But those files do exist.
His name won't be in
There's
it.
files.
Yeah.
For sure. There's thousands and thousands.
Acting deputy
but again,
chief,
if they're
bro.
released in any way, it's going to be very redacted. They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files, leave all the liberal, democratic people in those files, and have it.
Lag. Yeah, my internet's kind of going crazy right now.
And have it.
A very slanted, like, perspective or whatever, view of things. I'm still recording, right? Yeah, guys. Isn't that fucking insane? And so my point is, if you got guys like this who are getting fucking honeypotted by, like, a Hinge report, like, girl on Hinge who's, like, a reporter, like, how could you gatekeep other things, you know? Like, I guess you gotta run a tight fucking ship. But that is, like, so crazy to me. That, like... Of course, that whole situation is fucking iconic, bro. He immediately started spilling shit like, yeah, I'm the DOJ. Yeah, the Epstein shit's pretty crazy. But, like, you know, it's cool because I'm in on it. Like I got the inside scoop. It's just like, bro, how is he telling a random civilian this? Thank God she was recording. Oh my God, I need to lock in. Don't hit me up. I'm probably gonna get hit here. Can you stop? I did it. Yeah, this run fucking sucks, by the way, if anyone cares. So like, if there's any other crazy shit in the world, Curse of the Blind, I love Binding of Isaac, yes. Fuck this game. Oh my god, I don't even want to do this shit. Yeah, nice. Alright. So how could you have any conspiracies, bro, if there's so many dumb fucks out there? You know? I asked myself that. But again, they clearly do keep some shit under wraps. But, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I should move on to the next point, but that's still just so crazy to me. Like, how the government does keep some shit under wraps, but also, like, some stuff just gets leaked so stupidly. So I'd like to think if there's, like, truly crazy shit like aliens, like, that shit would be leaked. That's what I think. I don't know. Speaking of aliens, I like this mod. It says fuck you if you can't see what the item is, because fuck you. That's a decent item. The sun card's pretty sick. I do this. And then I pick up this. My hot take about aliens, guys, is I buy this. Sorry, I get so distracted. Oh, I should probably donate if I need to. That I low-key just strictly based on vibes. I don't believe aliens are real. And again, that's just like a completely random fucking... I don't want that item. Oh, I don't want to do this room. Yep, that's fun. That was a really fun room. God, I have like a headache. I'm just getting so frustrated by this game. Oh boy. Let me pause the recording. I need to take a second. I may need to take another break, but I'll keep pushing for now. Anyways, dude, I don't know. I just feel like I don't know anything about the world, obviously, but I just feel like, based on vibes, I don't think aliens should exist. I feel like humans are just such an insane fucking... Oh, Jesus. It feels so, like, miraculous and insane that we even exist in the capacity that we do. That I do feel like I do believe in, like, some kind of, like, maybe higher power. I don't know my beliefs about, like, the characteristics of that higher power. But, like, I feel like if there were aliens, we would have met them by now. And also just, like, the fact that... Should I fight this guy? Yeah, I'm gonna fight this guy. Oh, we got the hard one, GG. Yeah, fuck you. I just feel like it doesn't make sense to me that, like... that we have such perfect conditions to be intelligent life, and that also exists somewhere else in the universe. I mean, you could argue there's no reason why not, but again, I just feel like, why? I mean, of course, if there's a higher power, you probably don't know anything about their intentions or whatever, but like, that just doesn't make sense to me. But I guess anything's possible. Like, how crazy is it that we just, like, exist? I know that sounds like fake deep, but I don't know, I think about that sometimes. So, let me go down to the next floor. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like aliens shouldn't exist. It just doesn't make sense to me. Item room or secret room? Secret room. By the way, if you guys want to have fun, too bad. We have Curse of the Lost, so I can't see the minimap, so we're going to be running around for literally hours. Isn't that thrilling? Anyways. Give me this and this. Yeah, I'm getting hit here. Oh no, my sensor's low-key going crazy. Nice. Oh, I don't like this. Hold on, sorry. It took some focus. Oh, I hate this. But yeah, let me know. You guys believe in aliens? I think it's low-key silly to even... I don't want to do all this, bro. I feel like it's low-key almost even kind of silly to like you can, I guess you can think whatever you want. Obviously, I don't really care. But thinking they exist is one thing, but like I think if you think we've made contact with them, I feel like that's crazy. Like, if you think the government's already made contact with aliens and there's no way that shit's leaked like everywhere, yeah, I hate this game. Yeah, this stream isn't fun either. Don't hit me up. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know, bro. I feel like there's so many people who, like, probably would leak stuff. My only thing about aliens potentially existing is I've heard this phenomenon, and I've had it, like, kind of verified by people in real life, that apparently people in the Navy see UFOs, like, a lot. Like, it's a weird okay, yeah, what a fun room. What if we had, like, enemies that you just can't kill, and they hide in the corner and shoot bullets, and also there's a triple turret in the middle, and, like, that's awesome. What if we had an annoying room? Sorry, I should keep talking. I know you guys don't hear me complain, but... Back to talking. People in the Navy, apparently they're out in the middle of the fucking ocean, in the middle of nowhere. They'll see UFOs to the point where it's kind of a common phenomenon. And I've heard that before. And my dad actually told me... Of course, this starts to get to, like... This is a couple connections away, so I'm saying something I've heard someone else say, you know. But my dad's co-worker's son was in the Navy, or served in the Navy, or spent some time in the Navy, and he said, "Oh yeah, no, that's a real thing. Like I've seen like weird ass spacecrafts that like we just don't know what the fuck they are out there." And that sounds so fucking crazy. Because again, I've seen it online, but also again, I have this like real life source telling me that like someone has observed this shit, and of course you have so many questions. Like I'm just asking immediately, like, if you're in the Navy and you see unidentified aircraft, that sounds like a fucking like security concern. Like, what do you mean you see an aircraft and you don't know what government it's from? Because isn't there such thing as, like, airspaces? Like, aren't you supposed to shoot down, like, unidentified aircraft, bro? Like... Yeah, this is an annoying room. Hold on. Alright, I did it. So, it just doesn't make sense to me, but it's funny that it's, like, a common phenomenon. Gosh, there's so much random shit I could talk about like weird little conspiracy theories and shit. Because I really do want to believe that, you know, these people in the Navy see a bunch of like random fucking spacecrafts. But like there's so many questions. I don't know if they're just told like don't ask questions or like it's cool or like what, but they apparently see crazy shit. And I do. Again, I want to believe their claims, but I honestly, I would just chalk that up to like maybe the government has some crazy technology that we don't know about. But again, what kind of crazy fucking technology could you have that you keep secret from the world? You know? because like there's people working on it, and if it's that crazy of a project, there's probably a lot of money and resources going into it. And so you have to keep a tight fucking ship to like protect secrets if you have some weird like teleportation like crazy UFO looking spaceship, right? And I guess you could argue they don't keep the tightest ship if like people out at sea are seeing this shit. But again, I don't know. I just have so many questions because I do want to believe people. Because again, it's not just crazy people online. Apparently, like someone who is seemingly reasonable has mentioned this as well. But then of course you just ask like, where's the videos? And there is some videos, but of course the problem is like once there's videos, it's like, is this edited? Because there's definitely a lot of edited videos out there with like fake shit, right? Bro, but that reminds me, you wanna know some crazy shit? I wanna bring up a random thing that fucking happened like a year or two ago. The fucking like New Jersey drones. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill someone. My internet keeps connecting and disconnecting. It's just so fucking irritating. Like, I don't need this right now. Oh my god, you hear that? You hear that? Yeah, that's awesome. Yes. Alright, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry. I keep getting headaches. Also, the screen's so bright. Jesus Christ. Anyways. Do any of you remember this? Like 2 years ago, the drone sightings? Let's look at this map. This shit is just so crazy if you remember 2 years ago. Fucking everyone, I feel like, was like seeing drones outside. And if you didn't see drones, you know someone who has seen drones. I want this, I want this, I want that. Give me soul heart, please. What a fucking waste. That's a good item. But no, that shit was crazy. And I remember, because, like, again, so many conspiracy theories from that whole event. I never saw any drones or heard anything. But there was so much shit all over Twitter about it. And I remember specifically seeing a blue mom, the worst variants. Wow. This run is awful. I hope I lose. Yeah, that's awesome. Sorry, I need to focus like a little bit. There's so many conspiracy theories during this time, and I remember my dad again told me he had coworkers who like would go outside and apparently like heard like loud ass drones, or people would see big ass drones. And again, I think there actually was some videos from this, but again, of course, all of them are debunked afterwards. But this was so interesting because I just read through that Wikipedia page while I paused the recording. Hold on, I'm still recording, right? Yes. It's just so interesting because, like, how... Because, like, I feel like the government was, like, taking this, like, phenomenon seriously. Because everyone was, like, is, like, China or someone, like, invading or, like, sending drones to, like, kill us or, like, spy on us or I don't know what. And the government was taking it seriously because it really seemed like the government really didn't know what the fuck was going on. Let's do light path. And again, like, my dad had coworkers who apparently were fucking like seeing shit and hearing shit. And again, there's so many videos out there. and the government comes out and says all of those things have been debunked. Um, but there's so many crazy conspiracy theories. I remember the biggest one was that like we somehow lost like a nuclear warhead, and like the government sent out the U.S. government sent out drones to like search for it because they were afraid someone was gonna like set off a nuclear warhead in like a civilian center. Nice. This doesn't make me the happiest, but it'll do. I'm gonna do this. And I don't know where I was going at with this point, but I just think it's crazy. Oh, and it kind of ties into, yeah, the Navy seeing stuff, because, like, there was a time where, like, it felt like a lot of people were seeing drones and hearing drones around, and people thought it was weird. And, of course, I look it up now, and, like, Wikipedia, like, some people are saying that it's, people just now, like, that people are like, there's drones everywhere. People are now noticing, like, drones that they wouldn't have before. And the federal government came out with a statement saying that all of the drones were proper, or whatever, are, like, authorized drones, or civilian aircraft, or, like, some weird, like, constellation. Like, it was nothing... How should I say? There's nothing nefarious. And again, I kind of have to believe that because the lack of, like, really concrete evidence, because I feel like if there's crazy shit going on, this is a good item. If there's crazy shit going on, I feel like it should be pretty easy to, like, prove. But the fact that there was no, like, smoking gun, and apparently all this shit's been debunked, I kind of am inclined to not believe it. Because again, I just don't believe that people can keep this tight of a ship. Especially because there was so much confusion. I remember, like... Because for a while I believed that this was, like, some kind of test from the military. Like, to just test, like, deploying drones on U.S. soil for maybe, like, counter... If we get swarmed by drones, like, they'll deploy these drones to, like, counter them, you know? Something like that. That's what I had assumed. Oh, this is annoying. Annoying. Stop. Please. Bro. Thank you. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. The headache kind of threw me off. Let's just move on to the next points. Oh, I remember what I was going to talk about. Man, I hear weird shit too. Man, people just be saying shit again. I read on Twitter that... God, I'm just like a Twitter loser. But I read on Twitter that people were saying astrology's real and the government times or like the US military times operations during lunar events, like during like full moons or like when like Mercury is in retrograde or something, because it's supposed to be luckier. And I've read people being like, yeah, that's like a thing. Like if you do stuff on these like astrologically significant nights, you're gonna be luckier and have good fortune, and it actually works. That's why the government has done these operations. And the two examples I heard were, one, when the United States government captured, I think Maduro, was it? The president of Venezuela. That was done during Let's look this up. Was there a astrological event during Maduro's capture? I'm probably gonna get an AI response, but hear me out. I have no internet. Take my word for it, look it up. There was there was something. Like one of the planets was like doing something on that specific night. And apparently D-Day also had a very important astrological event going on. Like some kind of like lineup with like some of the planets. And so there's these two examples. I was like, whoa, that's interesting. And going down further down the rabbit hole, people are like, oh yeah, the higher ups of society all know this. Like they like conceive children on these dates. They like gamble on these dates. They make important business decisions for their companies on these dates because they know it's a real thing. And if you look at expensive watches, you'll see that they actually have like. Hold on. I hate this fight. You'll see they have like lunar clocks or whatever, like the phases of the moon on like Rolexes and shit. Because rich people know about it. It's like a gate-kept secret. But like again, I don't believe that because I think there's a lot of dumb fucking rich people. And I think they would have leaked that if that was like legit, right? And here's the other thing. If you were to plan a military operation on a astrologically significant date to make yourself luckier, if that was true, wouldn't it also work for the other side? Like if you're capturing Maduro during like Saturn aligning with like the moon, yeah, maybe that makes you luckier, but also couldn't that just make Maduro and Venezuela luckier? Like he makes a miraculous escape, you know? We have the Polaroid, so we go up. So again, I just feel like I have questions, and the problem is you just see vague statements on Twitter, and you can't ask these people questions. I mean, I guess you could ask them replies, but it's like, what are the odds you're going to get a reply, right? So, hold on. Annoying fights. Ow. You know, but like again, you hear these things, and like it sounds cool and true, and like there's like the things they're saying are true. Like again, I looked it up. D-Day and the capture of this president, Venezuela, were on astrologically significant dates. But it's just bullshit because once you like think about it for a second and have follow-up questions, it just doesn't really make sense like that. So I don't know, man. It's just so funny to me that like the shit you read. I really want to show you this specific Twitter thread also after this fight. If you guys are familiar with CERN, I don't even remember what they stand for, but it's like a giant like researching group. And they have like a Hadron Collider, they have a bunch of crazy tech to test like some of like the most extreme conditions you could physically create in our reality, like smashing particles together at like near the speed of light to see what happens. Really cool stuff. I need to show you on Twitter. By the way, I like this. You'll see I like these tweets. I don't necessarily support or believe it, but I low-key want to get more of it. Do I do delirium? I already did delirium, thank God. So we're not doing delirium. I want to get more of these tweets just because I find it so interesting, and I like staying tapped into this stuff because it's just so crazy. But again, it's like largely like kind of bullshit. Have we done Mega Satan? No, we should probably do Mega Satan, but I don't want to. But I should. Anyways, I need to show you guys these tweets. I think it was towards the end here. Yeah, bro, look at this. Considering the fact that CERN shut down the Large Hadron Collider until 2030, this guy's saying that time will slow down because of it. CERN is off. Strawberry Moon, Mercury retrograde, and Cancer. Closing of a timeline. Crazy shit. CERN just shut down. Something big's about to happen soon. Now that CERN is off, make sure you get yourself a dream journal. What does CERN even do? What do you mean they peeked into alternate dimension for the fraction of a second for some reason? I don't even know if that's true either. I haven't looked into that. But again, you see all that crazy shit, all these crazy claims, and you're like, what the hell's happening? And then, oh my god. Fuck off. And then I just did research. I was like, why is CERN shutting off the Hadron Collider? That's crazy. Like, aren't they doing experiments? And the answer is quite simply, they're just shutting it down because they need to, like, do upgrades to it. Like, they have, like, maintenance and, like, upgrades they have planned that's going to take years because it's really fucking advanced technology. And I'm like, that makes sense, to be honest. Yet you read on Twitter, people are, like, saying, like, crazy shit's happening and they're shutting it down for, like, this mysterious reason. When, like, that's just probably not true. Like truthfully, they are probably just, like, upgrading the Hadron Collider, because, like, I imagine they need to upgrade it. Ooh, good item. You know, kind of see what I'm saying, Waver? Annoying room, GG. Nice. Fuck yourself. What if we had two bosses that both spawn a bunch of bullshit? Oh my god, you can't make this shit up. What if you had a enemy that spawns more enemies and blows up the entire room and puts creep everywhere so you can't walk around? Oh my god, kill yourself. It's okay. I think we've won this run. It's okay. Alright. Anyways. Yeah, man. Just crazy shit happening on my timeline, bro. It's just people just, like, fully tweaking out. But it's so fun! Like, bro, being... like, believing that shit is, like, obviously deranged and sad and, like, seek help. Also, it's kind of fun, bro, because you're like, holy fuck, I know this one thing that no one else knows, and, like, this knowledge, like, I feel like can put me ahead in the world, and, like, blah, blah, blah. It's so cool. Except it's just, like, not true. But goddamn, it's so cool to, like, think that it is true. And there's some stuff we do know. Like, again, we know the government's obviously hiding some shit from us. But it's probably nothing, like, super insane. But, like, God, I wish there was some insane shit that we could discover. I wish the world was, like, some kind of magical fantasy. Alright, item. Let's see what else I have on Twitter for us today. Oh, this is funny. Have you guys seen this? Oh, no internet. He does a funny thing with a gun. This is crazy. So, this is an open white paper. I haven't done research into this. Hold on, let me see if I can get my internet working. Okay, I'm showing you guys something else because the internet's tweaking, but you can see this video. This is an air pistol, apparently, that hits harder than a 22. Of course, it started buffering. Oh. Yeah, you can see it here. That's crazy. Apparently, it costs, like, over $1,000. But presumably, you don't need a gun for it. Oh my god, stop. Yeah, it hits 20 harder than a 22 LR. That's crazy, bro. And I think that is real. That, or at least, I guess, I shouldn't take it at face value, but if we're taking it at face value, that's crazy, bro. You can just buy an air gun that, like, hits harder than a 22, bro. That means you can fucking kill people with that, bro. You don't need a license. That's what scares me about the future, bro. we already have such problems in the world, especially in America, with like guns being used for mass shootings, bro. I think like literally like 2 different mass shootings happened in the past like 48 hours, which is so awful. But it's like I feel like as like technology keeps progressing and like knowledge keeps progressing, and again, I hate talking about AI, but like with AI, with knowledge being visible, you could easily just fucking research how to like make weapons and shit easily. And just like fucking cause a lot of damage to society, man. And I just feel like it's such a scary world to be growing up in because there's stuff like this out there. And of course, you could just say like, we need to make that illegal. But the truth of the matter is, I just don't believe in our government, or yeah, I guess specifically in the US, I don't believe in our government to like react quickly to these things. Like, I feel like it would take someone like shooting people with a powerful air gun for it to be banned. And even then, if it is banned, I feel like there's the problem with enforcement, because how the fuck do you enforce a ban on air guns? Because I know some air guns are legal. I'm sure you could probably ban them over certain levels of power. Like if an air gun has this much like pressure, i.e. it could shoot this hard, like it's illegal. But how do you fucking enforce that, man? It just seems so hard. Like, this goes beyond air guns, bro. Like, I feel like you could just make such dangerous things, man. There's just, I don't even know if that's what I'm saying is coherent. But if we're living in a world where an air gun can seriously hurt people like that, that's a world I'm scared to be part of. I mean, to be fair, we've kind of dealt with some similarities, or we've dealt with similar things before in 3D printed guns. Because I think people know you can, like, just like 3D print a gun. People are saying Luigi Mangione allegedly he shot someone with a 3D printed gun. I don't know if he actually did, but that's besides the point. Like, that's been around for years at this point. And we actually haven't seen, I think, anything crazy with the 3D printed guns. Besides Luigi Mangione thing. Like, we haven't seen anyone do anything really bad with a 3D printed gun. Right? So part of me is like, maybe it doesn't matter. Like, the reality is, if someone's gonna do something bad, they're just gonna find something to do it with, right? I mean, that just reminds me of, like, one thing I don't like about guns is, like, I feel like, I'm pretty sure there's statistics that, like, gun owners have much higher suicide rates than non-gun owners, because obviously the most popular method of suicide is by gun. And where was I going with this thought? Hold on, let me log in. God, I totally lost that thought. We're talking about 3D printed guns and stuff. Oh, yeah, I'm saying if people have the means to do something easily, they're more likely to do it. And what I'm saying is, gun owners are more likely to commit suicide because they have an easy way to commit suicide with a relatively higher success rate than other methods, right? And so in that same way, people who wanna, like, shoot up a school or whatever, if they have easy access to things to shoot up a school, they're much more likely to shoot up a school as opposed to, like, get help, you know? Or, like, figure their shit out. And I guess the fear with, like, 3D guns is it's a workaround, but there's still some, like, friction. There's still some... It's not super easy to 3D print a gun, right? You need some know-how. But I guess the air gun scares me because it feels like it's just an easy way to have a weapon to like hurt and kill people. And it's not even about mass shootings either. It's just like shooting people in general, gun violence in general. That's what scares me, I guess. Like the fact we have easy ways accessible to hurt people. But I don't know. I think the world's just such a fucked up place sometimes. I mean, people will just like run over a crowd too, of course. So no matter what, I think it's hard to have a society where you don't have ways to hurt people. But I would like to think there should be limits and rules to try and make it as hard as possible to hurt people, you know? Like if there's a tool out there that can easily hurt people, it should be very tightly controlled. And so I don't know. I hope air guns like this I would imagine they're already controlled, but if they're not, I hope they are. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let's look at the completion mark. Yay! I love Suchi. I love my girlfriend. Yay! And I'll see you guys in the next video. Yay! Peace.